And then also I want to give you my opinions on Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. So, I haven't really been talking about it lately because I haven't really kept myself up to date about it, which is kind of surprising because I've just been keeping myself up to date with 3DS stuff mostly in Sonic Generations, and it's kind of sad I haven't really kept up to date with the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. But I am just watching a ton of videos lately about it from E3, and I've really gained interest in that, and it's definitely 100% guaranteed that I'm going to be getting a Wii this year for that game, so I can buy it at launch. Because another thing, I want that gold Wii remote with the Triforce on it. That looks freaking beast mode. So yeah, see there? Hardcore gamer. I'm trying to stay up to date on this stuff. It's not like I'm just like, ooh, there's a gold Wii remote there. I'll just buy it with this game. Something like that. That's basically like kind of what a casual gamer, I guess you'd say, would be, where they just... Anyway, screw all that hardcore casual gamer stuff. This is about Skyward Sword. So, yeah, if you haven't heard about the plot lately, I think a lot of people have, because, a lot of people are trying to stay updated on that. But, it's like, in the beginning, they're like at this boarding school, all these children, and Zelda is actually not a princess in this game, so it's pretty awesome. She's not going to be like someone you, like, meet at the end of the game or something like that, or you try to save it. Or, so she's not a princess in the game, and they're just at this boarding school, and Link kind of has these, like, they're like these birds in the game instead of a pony or horses. They're in this place called Skyloft, which is a land, like, up in the sky. There are little islands around the sky and all this stuff, but they just know not to go down below the clouds, because it's been stated that there's, like, it's a really dark place, an evil place, and that evil lives down there, so they try to avoid that area. And the story starts out at first to where, like, they're trying to kind of have this race at their boarding school to where you try to catch this bird, like, with a statue on it, and there are these other 2 or 3 punks who try to, like, pick on Link and all that stuff. And there's this one guy who has really has a lot of interest in Zelda, kind of has a crush on her. He's kind of a douche and tries to just, like, pick on Link all the time, and they just have to grab the golden statue on this bird. And when they do, they actually the prize for getting this golden statue on the bird is that they get to have, like, a romantic night with Zelda. Yes, that's awesome, because if you probably heard of my Ocarina of Time 3D walkthrough, I thought it was pretty awesome, and I was just like, oh, kiss me, Zelda. So, yeah, you kind of have a romantic night with Zelda and all that stuff, and, of course, Link wins. Awesome sauce. So, then they go on the birds and all that stuff and kind of fly, as you probably saw in the trailer, and then next thing you know, a tornado comes up, sucks Zelda down, she falls down, and Link is apparently knocked unconscious for a long time, and he has to try to find Zelda. And the first temple is, I believe, the Sky Temple, which is in Skyloft, which is what we saw at E3. So that's basically mostly about the story, besides also Girahim, new enemy in the game. He's kind of, he's just like a regular, I think he's like a demon or a spirit or something like that. But you kind of fight him a lot in the game, and usually he's very aristocratic in the game, very, what's the word? What are the words? He's kind of calm and collected, and he just kind of plays the cool act, I guess you'd say, to where he's not intimidated really by Link. But then later, when Link starts whooping his rear, then he gets a bit more cocky and ruder and more sarcastic a bit. So this role, it actually seems pretty cool. I'm really excited about it. I wonder if Ganon is going to be in this game. But we have heard so far that Ganondorf is actually, they're going to try to, in this game, it's a prequel to Ocarina of Time, so it's going to kind of like give the origins of Ganondorf and his life in Gerudo Valley while he was like a child and stuff like that, I think. So that's pretty interesting. I can't wait to see about the story. So this game really seems story driven, and also I'm really excited about that. So, and then also the orchestrated music. This is freaking awesome. You may think, oh, that's great, orchestrated music. I've heard a lot of Zelda tunes, they sound great and all that stuff, and I've heard orchestrated music in Mario games, but, orchestrated music, I mean, whatever. But, no, actually, orchestrated music is actually pretty awesome because you're going to hear it all the time in the whole game. I mean, you're going to hear it in the levels you're in. Also, every little sound effect that you usually remember, like when you open the treasure chest or anything like that, it's orchestrated. I mean, I saw this demo and I was like, wow, this music sounds awesome. And you know how important music is to me in games. I mean, music can be one of the biggest reasons why I think a game is awesome or anything like that. Even if sometimes the gameplay can kind of be not that great or a bit mediocre, I guess you'd say. If the music is great, then I really do. I can sometimes like the game a lot more than, I would if the game wasn't that great. So, yeah, but anyway, the music seems awesome. I mean, the orchestrated music, and they're going to take some songs back from the past and kind of orchestrate them as well, which is really awesome. Then also they have some new mechanics added, so all you people who complain about Zelda always being the same for the past 25 years, well, they've added some new features and stuff like that to where Link has this shield gauge, which is kind of interesting. We don't know what that's about really. But also, the biggest thing, though, is the Wii Motion Plus. And, you probably played Twilight Princess, you thought the motion control was awesome, and I really thought it was. I love the motion control in that gaming. I prefer it over the buttons and, like, Ocarina of Time 3D or whatever. And, some people would just woggle the sword a bit, not really use precise movements or anything like that. With Motion Plus, it's like you have to use these precise movements because these enemies, even Bokoblins, to some of the easiest characters in the games, like before, they're going to actually be on defense and block your attacks with just different ways. So you have to try to find their opening, slash there, since the Wii Motion Plus is like basically one-to-one, kind of follows your movements almost perfectly. So you just kind of like swing to the side if they have an opening on the side. And I mean, the game is basically to where each puzzle, like the game is like puzzle pieces that create a huge puzzle. So you have the little enemies that create the puzzle, then you have the levels that create a dungeon and all that stuff. So, I mean, it's puzzle pieces, all the puzzle pieces come together to make this huge puzzle. So it's really awesome. Kind of like the idea. And also, another thing, they have this new gauge now, a little circular gauge around here or something like that, to where it's like Link's stamina. And another thing, you can kind of like dash with this dash with this gauge, and you have to make sure your stamina kind of stays high enough so you can like still walk, I think. But you can dash and run up walls and stuff like that and leap up walls. Like, when you're climbing up vines or whatever, you can just like hop up instead. And it'll use more of your stamina, but you get up there faster and you run around faster. And I think this is really awesome. It's going to lead to great ways with puzzles and stuff like that. If you have to rush out to escape from an enemy, or you have to run to a door to kind of make sure that the gates don't go back down on it if you hit a switch. So I think this is a really awesome thing. And a lot of people are kind of concerned about that to where they're like, oh, I don't want Link to run out of stamina and all that stuff. But seriously, I've always found Link to kind of run a bit slow. That was one thing. I mean, I know I love Sonic games, and I know Link isn't going to run as fast as Sonic, but, I've always thought that Link kind of runs slow a bit, and I've wanted him to run a bit faster, so yeah, I'm pretty excited about this gauge. This is also going to lead to more speed runs probably of dungeons, which is awesome. Very, very awesome. I can't wait to do that. I'm going to try to speed along in there. So, I mean, this game just adds all these new features and all this stuff to where they're kind of just like, I don't know, it's like a totally different Zelda game. And another thing, this game is said to be very, very brutal. Even in the beginning, it's going to be a very tough game. Now, you're going to have to really think a lot. These puzzles are going to be really tough. Going to have to take advantage of the items a lot. And then just the fighting and the combat is going to be very, very, very brutal. So don't expect this to be an easy game or anything like this, like Ocarina of Time or something like that, if you think that's an easy game. No, it's going to kick your balls. So I'm really excited about that because I really want a tough Zelda game. Not something that's too tough to where it's like, just going to slay me to where I can't even figure it out or anything like that. But, I want something that's kind of brutal with the fighting. And, this is going to be a game that's going to be about that, and I'm really excited about Wii Motion Plus and all this stuff. So I'm thinking, like, if you haven't played Ocarina of Time 3D, or haven't played Ocarina of Time lately this year, or don't remember the story well, I think you should play it, because it turns out that there are going to be a lot of Ocarina of Time references in Skyward Sword, because this is a prequel to the game, and you're just going to find a lot of things that connect together. And if you don't remember the story of Ocarina of Time, then you're probably going to miss out on a lot of stuff that would be really awesome, which is what I've heard so far. So, yeah. But anyway, this Skyward Sword is probably one of my most anticipated games this year, along with Sonic Generations, and I'm really excited. This might be, who knows, my favorite Zelda game. So, Ocarina of Time 3D currently has the crown now for my favorite Zelda game. But, I can't wait to see Skyward Sword. And another thing, people who complain about these graphics, you need to chill out, because seriously, Zelda games are not all about graphics. They're about the art style, and it's not, if you see, like, with Wind Waker, the graphics were great and all. They were very gorgeous, but it wasn't about, like, being realistic or anything like that. It was about the art style. And a lot of people complain about that art style, but then it turned out to be one of the greatest Zelda games. And then, Twilight Princess, that was a great game, looked great, and very, like, one of the most realistic Zelda game I've seen so far. But here's the thing, there were a lot of textures in that game that kind of looked really bad. The game was really blocky. Link's model was kind of blocky, his hair, it just wasn't as detailed as, it's not as detailed as Skyward Sword, which is why I don't understand why people are complaining that Skyward Sword looks worse than Twilight Princess, or that it looks worse than Wind Waker. Come on, this game, if you think about it, it looks smoother, everything looks smoother. Stop just jumping to conclusions and coming up with false stuff when it's obvious. Skyward Sword is a lot prettier, has a lot more different fog, lighting effects that the Twilight Princess never had. So, seriously, just take a look at, like, Skyloft, the Skyloft dungeon or something like that to see some gameplay. The game is freaking gorgeous. I don't even care if it's not in HD. It looks great. And people who just bash it, come on, you need to get some balls. So, it's not about the graphics anyway. It's about the gameplay and the art style. So, but anyway, I am talking way too long, and I know some of y'all probably just clicked off this video anyway a long time ago. But anyway, yeah, that's basically it. So, my opinions on hardcore and casual gaming and Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Kubana456 signing out. Peace, everyone. Please remember to comment, like, subscribe. Stay tuned for more 3DS videos, walkthroughs, and updates. And, yeah, I guess I'll talk to y'all later. So, have a good day. And, I probably won't be able to do the Shadow Temple today because I'm kind of really busy today. I have a ton of stuff to do. I'm surprised. It just came up to me, like, this morning. So, I have a lot of stuff to do. So, I did the Bottom of the Well. You should probably be seeing that right now on Legend of Zelda. And I probably won't be able to do any videos tomorrow, Saturday, or I might be able to do them on Sunday, but on Saturday I probably won't because my little sister's birthday, and we're just going to kind of celebrate that, and I just want to kind of stay focused on that. Not really distract myself with videos, unless something happens like breaking news, and I'll probably upload a quick video or something like that. So, but anyway, yeah, that's basically it. So, yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you have a good weekend and all that stuff. So, should be back to videos probably around Sunday, so probably do the Shadow Temple then, and then after that I'll be doing the Spirit Temple, and then finishing Master Quest, and then I'll probably do Boss Rush mode, and then who knows what's next. I might have to sell the games or something like that so I can get some money to buy new games. But anyway, see you and have a
EQ 2011.
I don't really want to bother you too much anymore. That's like a main feature. Or like modern games. Pretty cool, right? You like it?
What the heck? What? This was